Hi CMSRU, this is CMSRWe. We're back at it with another episode for you guys. Today we have a special guest, and that person is named Caleb. Caleb is my boyfriend, and he's currently a grad student for History of Science.
Hi, everybody.
Okay.
Happy to be here.
So I thought it would be fun for him to help me study for my OSCE. For those of you who don't know what an OSCE is, I don't know what it stands for, but what I do know is there is an SP, standardized patient, who is kind of an actor, and they go through hours of training and they have to embody a certain case. For instance, if it's a heart attack, then they should know the symptoms of how they should act and the pain scale and the other symptoms so that the medical student could get an idea of how everything fits together. And so an OSCE is basically a one-on-one with you and the standardized patient, and you have a limited amount of time to get their medical history and do a physical exam. This is just for M1s, and at the end they evaluate us on interpersonal skills. Was I rude? Was I nice? Did I interrupt you? That sort of thing.
Will I get to do that tonight?
Yeah. Ready to start?
Yes, ready.
Okay, I'm outside the door now, and I'm going to knock before I go in.
Who is it?
It's me, student.
Sorry, is that not what I'm supposed to say?
Why would you say, who is it?
Well, it could be anybody.
You just say,
I'm
come
fully
in.
in the character right now. I don't know who you are outside. Where are we?
Okay. What? You're at the hospital.
I'm at a hospital.
Yes.
Is this
in an
ER?
exam room. In an exam room.
Okay. Urgent care.
No, it doesn't have to be urgent care.
Okay.
Primary care provider.
Right. We should have clarified this before. All right. Sorry. All right. Start again.
I was really taken aback. Who are you? Who is it? What do I say?
That's not an unreasonable question when a stranger knocks on the door.
So if I had said something, you wouldn't have let me in?
Well, no. I think you should probably introduce yourself. Like, this is the doctor.
Before I open the door?
Well, if I ask who you are while I'm still inside the room, I mean, you can't just be like, wait, that's not allowed. Patients aren't allowed to ask who I am before they've seen me.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I mean, presumably the nurse or the nurse practitioner would have told me you were coming. I don't know. All right, we'll start again.
Okay,
I'll just tell you to come in. I'll just tell you to come in this time.
That really threw me.
All right. You should be ready for anything.
Yeah,
I'll have some other tricks up my sleeve. We'll see what comes next. Come in.
Hi, my name is Choi. I'm an M1 at Cooper Med School. I'm working under attending Dr. Patel, and today I'm going to take a medical history, figure out why you're in today, and if time permitting, do a physical exam.
Why is the doctor not giving me this medical history?
Oh, I understand your frustration. Right now, the attending is busy with another patient. And this is a teaching hospital, which means I will do my best to convey all the information you give me, but also don't worry, it's not just me who's seeing you. The attending will also see you, and you can repeat other concerns to them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to like denigrate your intelligence or anything, but I just thought when I came in for my appointment, I'd be seen by an actual doctor. But that's all right. Let's get on with it.
Okay. Can I first confirm your name and date of birth?
Yeah. It's Will Johnson. Actually, today's my birthday, so
oh wow,
November 1st, 1995.
Wow. And how would you like to be addressed?
Will's fine.
Okay, Will. Did you come on the PACO this morning, or did you drive?
I actually drove in, yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Well, it's a little chilly in here, so I'm going to drape you for your comfort, okay?
Thank you.
Because you're in a hospital gown, okay?
Okay.
All right, so what brings you in today?
Well, my throat has actually been hurting a little bit for the last couple of days, and I'm a little congested. I don't know if it's just seasonal, the cold, or if it's the flu. I'm just not sure what it is, so I thought I'd come by.
I'm really glad you're here so we can provide the best treatment for you.
Okay.
So, is your main concern the sore throat, or is it kind of a mixture of all the flu-like symptoms?
Yeah, it's like, I mean, honestly, it's not that bad right now, but I'm just worried if it is the flu or something and it gets worse, I might have to miss work.
Have you gotten your flu shot this year?
No, I haven't yet. I've been meaning to go, but I just haven't had a chance.
Yeah, and I would advise, since you're already a little bit sick right now might not be the best time to get a flu shot. But once you're all better, I do recommend it.
Okay.
All right, so tell me more about the symptoms.
So it's mostly like my throat. Like I said, it's just been hurting for a couple of days. I think I've been congested for a week or two now, actually. Yeah, it's my nose running, the usual kind of cold symptoms.
So 2 weeks ago, your nose was running.
I don't know if it was 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Let's see, what is today's Friday. It's probably about a week and a half ago. Wednesday before last, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like the symptoms didn't all start up at once, but it gradually compounded. Am I hearing that right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I only really noticed it this week, I think, when my throat started hurting. But yeah.
Could you describe the pain for me?
It's sort of just like a scratchiness in my throat, like that. Yeah, it hurts, especially when I talk loudly or something. Like I had to give a presentation yesterday, and it just hurt a lot to talk like that to a group of people. But it's not that bad. It just it just made me worried it might be something more than a common cold.
Yeah, we'll definitely get that checked out. And thanks for telling me more about the pain. That really helps me a lot. Is the pain kind of a pinpointed pain, or does it spread across?
It's like the whole back of my throat.
Oh, the back.
Yeah, like one time I had, like strap, like in high school. It's sort of like that, but not quite as bad. But like the back of your throat sort of feels raw.
So along with the throat, the other symptoms you're experiencing is runny nose.
Yeah, I've had a runny nose. I mean, I've been sneezing more than usual, I did have a headache yesterday, but that might have just been the stress of the work. Yeah, and I haven't checked my temperature, actually, but I'm realizing now. I did feel a little overheated last night when I was trying to sleep. I had a hard time falling asleep. I kept coughing, too, but and sneezing, but I didn't check my temperature.
That must be really frustrating. I'm sorry to hear that you weren't able to get a good night's sleep.
That's fine.
And we'll definitely take your temperature today just to make sure you're not running a high fever, okay?
Yeah.
Have you been feeling weak?
Not really. No more than normal.
Okay. Do you feel fatigued?
Well, I'm tired today because I didn't sleep at all last night, like I just told you. But I think no more than usual.
Okay.
Really.
Okay. And how about a weight loss? A significant amount of weight loss in the past few months?
I don't feel like that's relevant.
Okay.
Not that I know of.
Okay. Now going back to the cough. Did I hear you right when you said it's been progressively getting worse?
I don't think I said that. I mean, maybe a little bit. It's just been a couple days, really, so I don't know if I can say if it's getting worse. I was just worried because I thought I might have the flu or something. Like I said, I don't want to miss any work or, that kind of thing.
Have you tried anything to relieve your symptoms?
Not really. No, I mean, I took a Tylenol yesterday for the headache. And I had some tea last night before I went to sleep just to try to soothe my throat, but I don't think it really helped at all. Yeah, so I guess not really that much, no.
And you said that you had to give a presentation
yesterday,
and your throat hurt when you were talking loudly, right?
Yeah. I mean, I drank water during the like to try to wet my throat, but yeah.
Is there anything else that makes the throat pain worse?
No, not really. I mean, I haven't gone to any sports games or anything where I'd be shouting, so I mean, I'm sure that would make it feel worse. But I mean, coughing. Actually, the coughing does. Like last night, I sort of had I was trying to go to sleep. I kept coughing. And that did hurt, but it was fine. It's not that bad.
Are you experiencing any chest pain? Okay.
No.
Shortness of breath?
No, not really.
Congestion?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, and could you please rate the pain for me on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being no pain and 10 being the worst pain you've ever experienced?
Oh, I mean, it's probably like a 3 or 4 or something. It's not that bad. Yeah.
But it does sound really annoying. It's frustrating.
Well, it's not even that bad right now. I mean, I just said the presentation thing because it was like one time when it did hurt, but I feel like I'm more just worried that it's going to get a lot worse and that I'll be knocked out for a couple days, and I really don't want that. It's just a stressful time of year, and I don't want to get the flu.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I should have gotten my flu shot a couple weeks ago, but I just didn't. I just haven't had time. It's hard to do these things. I mean, could you give it to me today while I'm here? Would that help? Or like,
I'll have to ask my attending.
Yeah,
I can't
right.
give you a direct answer, but I'm really glad you were proactive enough to come in before your symptoms got worse.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to move on to the medical prescription portion. Did you have any questions for me before I start that? Anything I missed?
I mean, do you think this is the flu or just a cold? I mean, how are you supposed to know that?
I think measuring your temperature would definitely tell us a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm writing down your symptoms as thoroughly as I can, but I can't really make any decisive
Well, when the
statements.
doctor comes, they can tell us what's really going on, I guess. Yeah.
Are you on any prescription drugs?
No.
Any over-the-counter medicine?
I take like a multivitamin supplement. But that's just about it, really. I mean, I take Tylenol every once in a while when I have a headache, but I'm not on anything regularly, really.
Do you remember the brand of the multivitamin?
It's just like the CVS, like over like the normal one for men. I can't remember what's in it really, but there's like iron and vitamins and it's just a multivitamin. Don't really know what's in it, but I assume it's good for me.
And do you have any allergies?
I mean, I used to get sort of seasonal allergies in the spring, and sometimes in the fall. Sorry, and I thought that might be this, but it's hard to say. I haven't gotten allergies for a couple years now, so I didn't think so. But
Okay, so during the seasonal allergies, back when you had them, what kind of symptoms would happen?
I mean, it would be sort of like a runny nose, itchy eyes. I don't think I would get a sore throat, really. Mostly congestion, I would say. But again, it's been a couple years. I mean, since I moved here, I feel like it hasn't been as bad.
And any prior history of hospitalizations?
Well, I broke my leg once, so I had to go to the hospital for that. But I don't think, besides that, I don't think I've ever really been hospitalized. I mean, I never stayed overnight. I've come in a couple times for like urgent care and stuff.
So no surgeries?
No surgeries. Just that broken leg, which they, fixed up.
Okay,
Put in a cast. Yeah, that was it.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I was like 12.
Do you have any history of heart problems?
No.
Diabetes?
Nope.
High blood pressure?
Nope.
High cholesterol?
No.
Cancer?
No, I would hope not. Jeez, these are hard questions. You're not even a real doctor. Are you laughing at me? What's so funny?
I'm sorry, these are just routine questions that we ask to all the patients.
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't seem like... I mean, like, what? If I'd said yes to have cancer, would you have laughed then? I just don't...
So now let me ask about your family, and by that I mean your mom and dad and your siblings.
Okay.
Do they have any history of heart problems?
Not that I know of. I mean, my dad left when I was like 5. Didn't really think I'd talk to you about that. Excuse me? Are you seriously?
That sounds really tough. I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, it doesn't seem like you really understand that. When's the real doctor gonna get here? I mean, this is taking a while now.
Yeah, I know it's taking a while, but he'll review my notes and he'll expedite the visit.
Well, I know, but just like, I mean, I came in here because I feel like I have cold symptoms, and now you're like asking me about my dad who left. This isn't what I really expected from a relatively routine consultation. I mean, I don't know.
Does anyone in your family have high blood pressure?
I think my grandfather did, but he died a while ago. I don't really know.
On your mother's side?
Yeah.
Okay. Any history of high cholesterol?
I don't know. He might have had high cholesterol. He sort of had all the problems. But I was pretty young when he died, so I don't know. They didn't really tell me what was actually going on. I think it was a heart attack, but actually I'm not even sure. Could have been a stroke.
And any history of cancer in your family?
My grandma had breast cancer.
On your mother's side?
Yeah, I don't know about my father's side. That's it though. Yeah, that I know of. I mean,
okay.
Maybe before that.
Was she able to make a full recovery?
Yeah. She's still with us, but she's, Alzheimer's now. So.
That must be tough. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. We're never that close.
All right, so this is the final portion of the medical history.
Great.
And I'm just going to take a brief social history so we get a better picture of who you are.
Social history?
Yes.
All right.
Do you smoke?
Just once.
Once a day?
No, like one time. I only smoked one time.
Oh, okay.
Wait, do you count vaping though?
Yes.
Actually, wait, what's going on with the vaping? I feel like the last couple weeks I've been reading crazy stories about people getting sick, and everybody told me it was better than like regular cigarettes. I mean, what's the deal?
That's such a good question, and it's very relevant today. I'm really glad you brought that up.
But you're not a doctor. I forgot.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
And I've also read the news.
Yeah.
About the really bad side effects of vaping, especially in teenagers.
Yeah. I mean, I tried it like once or twice. I never really liked it that much, but I have a couple friends who do it all the time, and I told them to stop since I saw that story about the girl in Oregon or whatever. But geez, I mean, I feel like everybody told us it was safe, right? I mean, somebody that I know was like used to be smoking cigarettes, and now she's moved over to vaping because she thought that was better, and it's like, I don't know if it's any better now, but I don't know. But then I also heard it was like the marijuana or whatever, which that's how much she's doing. It's weird.
Do you drink alcohol?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
How many drinks would you say per week?
What counts as a drink?
It could be a glass of wine, can of beer, one shot.
I mean, I go out for beers like twice a week with my buddies.
Okay.
And then that's probably really it. I mean, sometimes there's like a work thing where I would drink, but a couple times a week.
Okay.
Really, yeah.
Okay. And any illicit drug use?
I'm not going to tell you that. You're not even.
Everything you say here is confidential, and again, these questions are just routine.
Yeah.
Especially for the patients who are coming in for the first time.
No illicit drug use.
Okay.
Whatever.
Marijuana?
Does that include marijuana?
Yeah. Well, it depends on what state you're in, I guess. Do you use marijuana?
I mean, a couple times, yeah, but
okay.
Not all the time.
How often would you say you use marijuana?
I mean, like on occasion, like special times. Like I don't have it myself. It's just with my friends.
And do you smoke it or do you ingest it?
I mean, I feel like we usually smoke it, but one time my friend made brownies and brought them to work, and that was a good day. He didn't tell us till after he'd given them out. It was funny. Yeah, it's a good joke. I don't think our boss knew what was going on.
Could you tell me a little bit about your diet?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I eat healthy, I think. You always have breakfast.
Can you describe your breakfast for me?
Yeah, I usually have cereal or an egg or something. Yeah.
And how about lunch? What does that look like for you?
Depends. Sometimes I have it. Just like make a sandwich or something and bring that with me to work. Sometimes there's like a meeting where we'll go out to eat. Probably, it's usually a sandwich or a wrap or something like that. Yeah.
And for dinner?
Depends. Like dinner foods, pasta, pizza, whatever.
Any veggies?
Yeah, like on the other things, like on my sandwich, I usually put a thing of lettuce, tomato, cheese.
Okay, that's
how
really,
detailed do I need to be?
That's a good start.
Yesterday I had spaghetti with tomato sauce.
That's a really good start.
Yeah.
And if you're interested, we can refer you to other specialists who can talk about
honestly,
diet.
I am just here because I thought I was getting the flu. And I feel like this conversation has already been going on too long, so. It's literally just, I might have a cold that might be the flu. I'm already missing work for this. All right, let's get this over with.
Well,
Come on.
my doctor can write you a work note, and he can sign it.
Yeah, No, that's not like they care. Just I want to get the stuff done, right?
Okay, just
and it's especially like if I'm sick next week, then what's going to happen, right?
Hopefully we'll have you feeling better, and you won't have to come back again. Just a few more questions.
I don't want to.
How is your exercise?
I exercise I don't know, once or twice a week. But I don't really go to the gym though.
What kind of exercise do you do?
I usually just do like a little run in the morning or something.
About how far do you think you run?
I don't know, around the park.
Okay. How long does that take you?
Like 20 minutes.
Okay.
Ish.
And is your blood circulating? Are you?
I would hope so. I'm not dead.
Does it really warm you up?
Do you mean does my heart rate go up?
Okay. Actually, I think we have all the information we need about the exercise. Have you traveled recently?
Yeah, I travel some for work. I went to New York a couple weeks ago.
Out of the country ever?
Out of the country. Last Christmas, my family and I went to Mexico. Different country, isn't it?
Almost a year ago.
Yeah, I guess it's almost been a year now. It doesn't feel like that long ago, but time goes fast. Yeah, I guess I went to Montreal, Canada. You always sort of forget Canada's a different country.
When was that?
That was July, late July, August.
Okay.
Around then.
Okay.
Yeah, we went down to DC in September. Yeah.
Are you up to date on your immunizations besides the flu shot?
Gosh, I have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea. It doesn't seem like you know either. Chicken pox. I feel like I never had it as a kid. I think I got a vaccine, but I have no idea. I don't remember.
Measles vaccine.
Probably.
TB booster.
I don't think I ever got TB vaccine.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe. When do you get that one?
I'll have to ask my attending.
All right. At this point, it seems like we should just have your attending come in here and redo all of this. I haven't. I wasn't really worried about this until 2 days ago. Yesterday when I felt like it.
What do you do for work?
I just work at a bank.
Okay.
I'm like an accountant type person.
And what's your living situation?
I live in an apartment.
Okay.
On my own. Yeah. It's not that bad, but more expensive than it should be, really. But
the housing crisis is very real.
Well, yeah. At least I have a job. But yeah, it's all right. A little lonely sometimes, but it's why you have friends.
Well, thank you so much for answering my questions. And as I promised, I'll be back as soon as I can with the attending. And
Great.
We'll see what we can do.
Sounds good to me.
Oh, what? I pressed something. How was that? You were difficult.
I mean, I thought you wanted me to be a difficult patient. Isn't that part of the point? Like to challenge you?
Well, we're timed 15 minutes with...
Well, that took us almost half an hour.
Yeah, including the physical, it should be 15 minutes.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
You didn't handle me very well.
You said a lot of things I didn't want to interrupt because you're not supposed to interrupt a patient.
Right. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I was trying to rile you up a little bit. Or just to be difficult. I mean, surely there are lots of difficult patients. Mm-hmm. And part of your medical education is learning how to handle them.
Honestly, a lot of these questions, no one's ever asked me.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been asked all of that stuff. Especially the family history. That hardly seems relevant when you're just coming in for like a checkup on something like a cold.
Mm-hmm. I do remember the heart problems and cancer, cholesterol. That was when I came in for the first time, and they wanted as much info as I could provide them. But no one really asked me about hospitalizations. Oh, actually, they did. Actually, they asked me a lot of these things.
I feel like for like my annual checkup, they would ask me.
Yeah.
I don't think. I mean, I think like the family history would be like a first time visit, right? And probably not after that.
Yeah,
once it's in your record.
Yeah.
But the other stuff, yeah, probably. Mm-hmm. Some of those questions are so open ended.
That's what we're supposed to do.
Well, I mean, yeah, I understand that, but just like when you ask me, like, do you exercise or something like that, that to me is like I mean, it's like a meaningless question, in that people could answer it in so many different ways. Like, oh, I walk around work, or like I have to go up the stairs to get to my apartment, or like it could be somebody who actually goes to the gym all the time.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, like
all of those are valid answers. Is there another way you want the question to be asked?
Well, I don't know. I guess it's just not very clear to me. Same with the diet. Mm-hmm. It's like, what I'm trying to say is the scope of it isn't very clear, like how specific an answer you want. Mm-hmm. Right? Because somebody could be a very active person, but not actually go exercise at the gym. And so if you say, do you exercise? They might not, take that to mean like, oh, they walk to, or maybe they even like bike to work every day or something.
Was it helpful when I asked you to describe your breakfast, lunch, dinner?
I don't feel like that was helpful. What do you think? You're not...
I just wanted...
You're not supposed to be a nutritionist.
I wanted to know if you're getting veggies, if your diet's like really greasy or carb heavy, or fruits, vegetables, like I said, protein.
I mean, I think... Okay, this is a generalization. I think most people probably eat pretty different kinds of things like during the week. Like maybe they'll have like one day when they don't eat very healthy, and like sometimes when they do eat healthy, and it's like I don't think everybody falls into like an easy bucket of like they eat tons of greasy food or they eat really healthy food, right? So again, that's a hard question to answer, and it's also, again, it's like a question of scope. It's like, oh, like on the weekends I go to McDonald's or whatever, but during the week I make myself a sandwich and bring it for lunch. Right? I
wonder how I would answer the question. Maybe I eat rice pretty often.
Well,
what else?
Yeah,
pasta sometimes.
Pasta. I mean, how helpful is that?
Practice
for diagnosing somebody anyway. I mean, like getting a general sense of how many vegetables somebody eats. But again, I don't think most people are really aware. I mean, I have no idea how many vegetables I eat. I feel like I eat healthfully, but I have no idea.
Today, our practice SP was having a heart attack, and the signs were very clear, and she would lead us to kind of her symptoms, because she would say symptoms like, my chest hurts, it's like a squeezing pain, and she also said my jaw hurts. And when we asked her diet, she said, I love fried chicken and like fried biscuits and like a lot of like these.
Right. Well, I feel like she's been primed.
Oh yeah.
To say that, like,
no, totally.
I think if you ask anybody like what their diet is, maybe you would just say like your favorite foods.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I don't even know what it means to ask like, what your diet is.
SPs are just great actors with like a certain agenda, and it won't ever be something like super vague. They'll keep to the
But don't you think like most patients, I mean, like a lot of the material you get through this exam is going to be useless, right? Like if I, like if this was me, whatever my name was, Will, like has a cold, right? And you're trying to determine if it's like a regular common cold, in which case, whatever, bed rest, or if it's the flu. Does it matter what his diet is?
I think
Yeah, you're right.
what you're thinking of might be an urgent care or just like a clinic rather than a PCP, primary care provider.
Yeah.
And they're priming us to have that option to be just like a physician who takes patient, like the traditional method of establishing a relationship and hoping that the patient and you will have a long-term health relationship.
But surely the person with the heart attack, I mean, it's very unlikely that would be an annual checkup, right? I mean, that seems to me much more like an urgent care type situation, in which case, if you felt like they were having a heart attack, presumably you would zero in on those symptoms or whatever you knew would mark that. Like maybe then diet would be relevant, but sexual history would not be relevant. And then you could more quickly diagnose them with something, right?
Well, thanks for helping me practice. The exam is on Thursday, and I'll let you know how it goes.
Okay. I mean, I think that would probably be the hardest part about being a doctor. As far as I can imagine it, it's like dealing with a patient who doesn't trust you, or who's, feels really pressed on time, or doesn't want to talk about something because they're embarrassed about it.
Yeah.
And being able to handle those things seems to me like an important responsibility or skill for the PCP. Right? Especially like if you're saying you want to have a long-term relationship with somebody, being able to establish yourself as somebody trustworthy, somebody whom they can talk with about, really personal things. It's hard to do that in your first visit, right?
Yeah. Hopefully, as I progress, there will be more skills I pick up. It won't be just this. We do volunteer at the clinic, so we have a different variety.
Yeah. I mean, but do they teach you at all about dealing with difficult patients? Or, I mean, especially since you're medical students. Like, what do they say? What are you supposed to say if the patient wants to see a real doctor?
Well, I would say kind of what I told you at first, saying that he's with another patient, but I'll go report back and we'll make rounds again with him. We just want to get to know what your profile is, and the attending could zero in on the important aspects.
All right.
Well, looks like we're running out of time. Thank you again for joining me. This has been CMSRWe. I'm Bo.
And I'm Caleb.
Bye.